Y'all for the generous support. Should be in Clubhouse by the weekend. Thanks to the people. Blessing, can you hear me? I can't hear you. Do I call over the internet? Allow.
Check 1 2.
Okay,
check 1 2.
I can hear you right now. Oh my, you sound like a white professional. Oh my. Let me put this mic right here and put the little thing in there, the little thing on here. So, all right.
Sure, can you hear me?
Oh, I can. Who you gonna call, brother? Coonbusters. I'm what? I'm a full 4 minutes early.
Sure, I can't hear you. I can't see you nor hear you.
You can't see me nor hear me. Let me see that. Allow. Unmute. Try it again. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you and I can see you now.
Who you gonna call, brother? Coonbusters. Oh my God, the hoe is not my vice president. She is not my president.
That's right.
We need to start acting like white people do. Not my president. Oh, no. And I want to again ask everybody, please forgive me. I took a shot of Flonase, and that Flonase just beat my sinuses up, made everything like come down when I started. People looking, no, I don't have corona. I'm fine. I'm fine. I do have. I've been in the house because it's no good. Bulldagger Mayor, Muriel Bow Wow, Proud Boy Bowser has had us on lockdown for weeks. And
right.
you can't go anywhere. It's annoying. I just want them to lock Biden's ass up. Pick up Kamala. She'd probably like being in jail. I'd like to see her, Pelosi, Big Mike, and Hillary share a cell together. Which one would be the man in the relationship?
So how you doing this evening, Dr. Short? How you doing? I know there's a lot of chaos around you right now. And,
I'm good. I want this to hurry up and end. Okay. In fact, this is messing with what I do. I was asked by concerned people because they've been rating bloggers, anti-Biden bloggers, anti-Kamala bloggers. People been getting rated, accused of stuff. One of our colleagues got thrown in jail in Chicago for being in a gang and being a terrorist for blogging.
Wow.
So I was asked to cool it. Just don't do anything. Don't talk about it. We don't want you to go to jail. And, so I just had to I enjoy talking to people. I've got all my books up here, in particular this one here. This pertains to Kamala. I'm going to probably read out of this thing today. And I want to get, this is called Hitler's Priestess.
Right.
And talk about eugenics and sex and racism and all this stuff. And if y'all are looking at how Biden is putting all these transgender white men in charge of education and health, all this stuff. And his solution for health for Black people is forced vaccination.
Right.
And all of you, this is what, if Biden should stay and Trump goes, a part of me is okay with it because I'll be able to just disrespect, cuss out, and be rude and make fun of all the traitors that let this happen to us. When you see Coonburn, Clanburn, Clyburn, KKK, or CCC running around trying to get Black appointments, they're being made fools of. They knew Biden hated Black people's guts. They lied to us, and now they're hoping for Biden to let them look good. And I'm hoping that Biden remains the vicious, amnesiac, dementia racist that he's always been.
Right.
So these people can be shown up. Our community has never had good leadership. We've never had people who stood up for us. This man is talking about giving citizenship to people in 8 years who've been in the country on stolen IDs, which is a felony, all these kinds of crimes, and their reward is to get citizenship.
Right.
If they're messing with this live, you can always go over to StreamYard. I'm on StreamYard. I'm on Facebook. I'm on multiple pages if you can't see me. And don't worry, y'all. As soon as I get on Clubhouse, my next step is to go on to Restream, where I can be on 20 platforms at one time. I'm going to have 20 different accounts. I'm going to have to get a different phone or 2 more phones so I can have all these different accounts, because you know how much space these things take up in people's phones. They have no idea how quickly the space goes. And I think there's some scam to it, because the more you delete once they tell you have too much, it's as if you never see a major reduction in the memory. Have you noticed that? You can start taking pictures and films and all that, and it still says it's full. Well, what the fuck?
Right.
Excuse me, I have to do this again. Flonase, it works. Okay.
Yeah, so to start off, because we were kind of talking about this, Dr. Short, let's annihilate and go in on these beta simp male women. I should call them women. I don't even call them male. But let's go on these simp male idiots that are controlling our communities, whether it be the ghetto, whether it be politics, whatever.
The boule. Yes. Look, on Sunday, the Honorable Tariq Nasheed is going to drop his first promo on his upcoming film called Buckbreaker. And I'm one of the interviewed guests on Buckbreaker. I hope I get a good 5, 6, 7 minutes in there, because it's going to be good. Look, what racism and the domination of black people effectively really is white men breaking black men's back. And black men's back has been broken. When you see a strong black man in America who speaks, it's rare, because the system has been designed to deny black men their balls, their backbone, their own mind, all of that, in order for this system to work. Think about it. You saw black policemen with guns running from unarmed white people on January 6th. You know goodness well that black cops shoot and kill black people just like white cops do. I saw a situation where people didn't want to do that. Look, I can just tell you, I'm a Washingtonian. If I went down and in any way presented anything that seemed to be any kind of reason that someone could do something to me, the Capitol Hill police would be all over me, ready to beat me into another year.
Right.
Okay, not threatening. I always tell people, I was going to an event on human trafficking. I had an ID badge, which was evidence that they had seen my passport, my state ID. They had seen that I was a threat to no one, right?
Right.
I had already been through all of that. Do you know that when I got to another checkpoint to go into the Capitol Visitor Center, after going through this stuff at the Capitol, they checked me again. And in this instance, I had some body oil. I don't like to stink, which I often do. Do you know that I didn't even know it was there? And the police got angry, that literally on the point of being violent with me over body oil. I mean, it's a little teeny bottle, and this is do you know? And they're just stripping off the body oil like I want to hurt or threaten or violate the rules. And then another nigga came over about 6'8". Is there a problem? Because I wasn't getting the stuff out of the bag fast enough. They didn't do this to anybody white. It was just me.
Right.
And I want to say to you, I didn't just go in clothes. I had on my clergy stuff. They could care less. I was black. I was treated like I was going to go in with the gun and kill someone over cologne.
Right.
And a harsh, aggressive. They didn't even say, "Oh, we see." This was an opportunity for those simp ass punk ass black men who are crying about how they were abandoned by their white colleagues, how they treat black people. We have a lot of coon ass niggas in TSA that enjoy touching people's penises and private parts. Yeah, they do. They're nasty. And sometimes they're women. All of this aggressive behavior over someone that's not even doing anything, right?
Right.
The only time that certain black men get to be males is when they're pulling another black man's nuts off or stabbing him in the back, just being against him for the pure fuck of it.
Right.
All the while bitching and crying how they feel alone and abandoned and Mr. Bobo. I don't know if you've ever had a job where you work with a coon ass, simp ass, traitor, brotherfucker black man.
Yes,
And all he does is attack you and try to dog you without a cause. And the minute somebody white pops him upside his head, he's sobbing like a little puppy and comes to talk to you for, to be consoled and to be commiserated with. And if you say anything, he'll run right back to the whites who popped him over the head and say, you know, Coolic said, Coolic's a black supremacist. Coolic's a racist. Coolic, you know what Coolic told me? I'm just saying, for real. I mean, just beyond the black-white thing, because we brothers on the skin. Coolic told me he listened to Malcolm X and he really hate y'all. But you know what? Y'all paying him 20 cents an hour more than me, and I love y'all. I'd be a bearskin rug in your house if you killed me. I've experienced these kinds of black men. They aren't men, they're males.
Right.
And it's interesting. They have an inability to get along with other black men. They actually, on one level, worship white women, but normally don't think that they're able to get one. And if they get one, it's like they went dumpster diving. And there's some good-looking white women out here. They're attractive white women.
That's right.
They are. I'm sorry. I'm not with, all white women are ugly. It's not true. Kim Kardashian is not ugly. She's a hoe, but she's not ugly.
Right.
She's not ugly. She is a hoe, but she's not ugly. Okay. And her sisters are hoes, and they're not ugly either. Her mother's a hoe, and she's not ugly.
Right.
There are good-looking women who are not black, but you seldom see simp black men with good-looking white women. And if they are with a white woman, when that marriage ends, that white woman needs about $1 million a month. And the brother gives it to her.
Right.
He'll fight a black woman over her getting, some some clothesline pins. But the white woman has everything. Well, her dogs they need to be groomed. So her poodles, her Mastiff and her poodles need about $15,000 a month. That's why I'm out here playing basketball, to make certain that I man up and look out for my responsibilities. Right. They're in sports. They're everywhere. There are simp black men like the trifling, despicable AIDS advertisement. This dude who was twerking in front of the Washington Monument the other day.
Despicable.
These simp black men are the ones held up. They're held up, and they've always been held up. And this is why Malcolm X, I'm not a Muslim, but Malcolm wasn't a simp. Dr. King stopped being a simp. He was a simp at first.
Right.
I'm sorry. Yes, Dr. King was a simp.
Yeah.
He stopped being a simp, and that's when they had to off him.
Right.
Adam Clayton Powell wasn't a simp. Frederick Douglass wasn't a simp. We have people who aren't simps, but the majority. Michael Jordan is a simp.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the black men held up as successful people are simps. These are men that do what they're told, will do anything to, at least the only way that a black man has an ability to assert that he has value is either through his penis, sports, music, or sometimes his usefulness. Hold on, this Flonase is killing me. I don't know what hit me. It's like they've been spraying something in the air here in DC, and you know they can do that with nanotechnology. They can put smart dust and things down, and it's like as a means to keep people from being outside or protesting, whatever. Everybody's sleepy. You can't stay awake.
Right.
So people don't go out because they're tired. I had that happen. You know, I was energized one minute, and all of a sudden my energy's gone. It's like, what the hell?
Damn.
I'm not tired. I mean, my eyes are closing on me, whether I wanted them to close or not. Right. If I get up, I'm up for a minute, then I'm knocked out again. And I'm thinking whether they're playing with the weather, whatever. But anyway, we have lots of simps. Simps are Ahab type brothers, and they're preachers that are simps. The same preacher that will come down on whether you screwed somebody when you were 15. But when it comes down to taking a stand against the legalization of prostitution or abortion or gentrification, there's nothing that these guys fight for. They don't even fight for the God that they're collecting income off of. If I told you I'm a believer, which I am, you can be assured, you talk to me, there's some things I'll absolutely fight your ass over when it comes down to the word of God. I don't care who doesn't like it. Friends, family, war. God says, thus saith the Lord. That's me. Warfare. You love me, hate me, damn you. You don't even see people not be simps around the religion they say they believe in. Okay. And so there's a lot of simpism. Simpism is the norm in our community. Black men are chumps. And I mean, Clyburn is a chump.
Right.
He's a simp. Bobby Rush is a simp. John Lewis was a simp. Adolphus Towns up in New York was a simp. The congressman in New Jersey, his name will come to me. He's a simp. The one in Philly's a simp, right? They're all simps. Lacey Clay was a simp. They're all simps. They fight and stand for nothing. Even Dr. King says a man hasn't found something he's willing to die for, he isn't fit to live. I don't completely like that. It sounds aggressive for simp. My thing is a man hasn't found something willing to kill for, he isn't fit to live.
Right.
We've been dying 400 years. It's clear black folks will die for stuff. The question is would you be willing to bust a cap in someone to protect your family, to protect your race, your integrity? The answer is actually typically no. So we've had black men that weren't simps. The Tuskegee Airmen were not simps.
Right.
The blacks that fought in the Union Army weren't simps. The black men that came back from the wars and demanded the right to vote, many of them killed in the hundreds, by the way. Black veterans were killed, stabbed, murdered, brutalized. They weren't simps. Stokely Carmichael wasn't a simp. Jim Farmer wasn't a simp. H. Rap Brown isn't a simp. But Tulu Shakur isn't a simp. These people are either dead, in jail, or exiled.
Right.
Even punk-ass Bayard Rustin around gay issues wasn't a simp. There are gay people that aren't simps. But the contradiction is a lot of simps that are straight. I mean, how the hell are you a simp when you brought life into this world? You're not ready to fight for your own damn children, for your own progeny. No struggle. So there's a lot of simpiness. It's everywhere. And it's accompanied by these wild, uncontrolled uh, pork chop feminist holes. You can't have the pork chop feminism without the toxic simp pimp sex slaves. I have had men up on Facebook take a picture of a woman's behind and ask the question, would you just take all kinds of bullshit from this woman to be able to be with an ass like this? And almost all of the black men said yes. I would, if a woman had a really nice looking vagina, camel hoof vagina, and a big butt, she could disrespect him, curse him, talk to him any old kind of way as long as he got some pussy. And the guys thought, at least, I get it, but it's low grade, low bar heterosexuality. Why not be at the top? And this is my issue. Most black people are happy at the bottom. In fact, most black men are bottom feeders. Why would you say just to get some pussy, a woman could just disrespect me, yell and scream at me, talk to me like I'm a boy, but I'm going to get to stick in there? What a childish... I'm not knocking the pussy in of itself. Okay, I give it, it's good, like field goal. Okay, we'll give you this. We'll give you the perfect 10 for the pussy, ladies. But the attitude, the mouth that would make you want to punch someone's teeth out, the poor housekeeping, the sorry mothering skills, the failed bad mother motif. It's nothing that I would all of a sudden say, okay, the pussy's so good. My kid, she leave my kid in a hot car and it would bake while she's getting her hair done. The kid died. But a simp, and he hides behind either having a job or he got some pussy. There are black men who would betray all of us to our deaths to screw an unattractive white female. And most dudes, well, pussy's strong like that, would sit up and rationalize our lives being exterminated for one dude to ejaculate. This is how, I'm sorry, there are a lot of black men that are so debased and perverted. Nothing matters as much as the quick penetration of someone that you don't even necessarily want and need. It's just another piece of ass you poked in, you dipped into. All the lynchings and jailings and beatings and so forth has never made certain guys say, maybe I should be a little more selective about where I put my penis. And by the way, there's a thin line between poking every hole and niggas being bisexual. Yeah, I said it. A person that lives to have their penis stimulated is not very discriminatory. And proof of that is niggas say, man, look, I'm straight, but I did that these sissies suck my dick once. And they'll say, man, that faggot, I don't even understand that. And I'm thinking, wait. Is that you or me?
That's me. I got the, it's off. Sorry about that. It's still ringing. I turned it off. It's crazy. What is it doing? Sorry about that, Dr. Short. All right.
You got rid of it. I'll give you a story. The first job I had was 40 years ago this summer. Well, I had other jobs, but a real job with a paycheck, whatever. Second job I had was working for McDonald's. And I work with guys from the hood. And I'll just say to you, this is why I really have no respect for simps. Why I just can't stand simps. And all simps are, if they all got COVID and suffered a little bit, it would be good because they're so stupid. where I initially went to school with white people, I was a nigger, which is okay. I guess I can deal with that. I heard it so much until even now it just doesn't bother me. I mean, just heard it so, I mean, just all day and all night. Just a minute, the nigga, just I just I got beyond the N word some time ago. Now, let me tell you something. When I got to school with black people, I found whereas white people, certain ones simply hated you because of your skin color. Black people had, in particular, black males had a trillion reasons as to why they couldn't get along with each other. Because black men, as a rule, most black men are cowardly liars, almost all. They're afraid to run out of pussy, afraid to run out of money, afraid of going to hell, afraid of not being a good Muslim, afraid people find out they buy, afraid, I mean, they're just afraid of everything at all times. But they hide it behind either being very aggressive and harsh towards other black men, which is why we have such a high rate of murder. I see you, motherfucker. I mean, can't even shoot, right? I'm just saying. And as a black dude or black man, or however you want to describe me, growing up with a two-parent household, one of the things that I can tell you, going back even before the job, I had most of my problems in elementary school around PTA because the other guys who were bastards, let's just call it what it is. We have a lot of black men that are bastards that didn't grow up with a father. Yes, you're a bastard if you don't know who your daddy is. Never. Yes. And there used to be a shame that people are honest about, that when a man putting your dick everywhere, one of the reasons that you didn't just fuck everybody that cocked their legs open is that your children suffer the consequence of not having patrimony, not having a dad there, not learning the ways of a man having a male supporter, male protection. And pork chop feminists, well, you know, it's not my fault. It took two to tango. Well, bitch, you should have kept your legs closed. There would be no tangoing. But anyway, that's another conversation. The black males who were bastards were jealous of the fact of not just me, but any male who had a father was an outsider to the simp-ass bastard black males. So much people say, oh man, my mother did a good job. Yes, your mother did, but you're still a bastard. Your father's not there. And we have to bring bastard back. We have to bring back shame when two people lay down together and don't give a fuck about how the kid turns out. And killing the babies through abortion isn't the answer. Having killed 21 million black babies, that's not the answer. The answer is that a simp, the ultimate simp, is a black man who knows about racism in America, will fuck a woman and leave her with a fuck toy in this hellish society with no dad. They're simps. And it's simps, simp. And I'm telling you, because my dad's a preacher, worked with people, the hatred and jealousy that I would get from guys who didn't have a dad, I wasn't mean to them. They knew they missed out, and they were bitches. They would just start fights and be angry and shit. They would hide their emotional hurt child behind being mean and cruel. 90% of the problems in black men now is that black men are bitches that didn't have a father in the house, kicking their black ass and straighten them out. And that we live in a simp-dominated culture. Okay, and you had to fight people who didn't like you because you think you better than us. I don't think anything. You think I'm better than you because you're a bastard and I'm not. This is a conversation we need to have. Most black people today are bastards. And it's a war between the bastards and the non-bastards. And the problem is the non-bastards are diplomatic, are cool, understanding, because they have the balance of mom and dad. The bastards don't. The bastards are just like gays. They have to have everything go their way. They want to get rid of the two-parent system and all that to legitimize their mother and to cover for their shame of being bastards. Now, going back to my job, working with black bastards. Because you weren't a black bastard, you didn't fit in. Let me give you a black bastard simp kind of conversation. Man, we going to mama's house, man. We do whatever we want up in there. Man, we gonna get fucked up tonight. Mama's gonna make some wings and shit for us. We gonna have a little bit of wine. We're gonna be playing some Marvin Gaye. Now, he said mama's house. That means no man is there. No dad is there. And basically, mom is so weak until drugs, promiscuity, and foolishness goes on at his pork chop feminist mom's house. I could never have a conversation like that because my dad would have killed me and killed the people trying to come into his house with weed. And if he didn't kill them, he'd have the police arrest them and kill them. So people could immediately tell they have a conversation, man, what you gonna do this weekend? Well, I got to study for tests. And I goes, excuse me, brother, what did you say you're going to do this weekend? Tests. He got a test, y'all. Oh, my God, got a test. What kind of test you got? You got a math test. Math, not math. Math test. English test. You got a faggot test. Right. And that's where it's going. When you're halfway, when you weren't on some bullshit like them, all of a sudden, immediately, the bastards made all the people that weren't bastards. They had to find some way to make them bad.
Right.
So being a bastard was cool. And once it went there, the minute they found out, well, you know, why are you always taking tests? I was in an academic high school. What was I supposed to do? Not take the test?
Right.
And they gave me another chance. I was offered an opportunity to sell drugs. I says, I don't need to sell drugs. I'm working. And I says, if drugs are so good to you, why are you working at McDonald's?
Right.
This motherfucker think he's smart. and man, that's some punk ass nigga say that shit to me. Anyway, make a long story short, the bastards never let off. But what ultimately happened was one day, as the bastards would just talk and always attack everybody that went to school is a faggot. Everybody's a faggot, right? Anyone that wasn't like them was a faggot, right? Hold on 1 second. I know why these people are calling me. Hold on 1 second. Everybody that was doing what they're supposed to do was an outcast. And all of the fucked up people they had this alternative reality that the bastards and the druggies and all of them were against those of us that weren't bastards, that were going to school, doing the job, doing what we're supposed to do, right? These are niggas that would come to a job and try to smoke weed in the cafeteria of the place. Can't y'all go a block or two over that they had to? Anyway, what happened, these guys, one dude says, man, you know, for a faggot, you a good faggot because you ain't trying to really bother nobody. So we can put up with you. What school you go to? So you tell him what school you go to. Oh, he go to Tech with the smart niggas. Well, you ain't better than me, nigga. I'm a dropout. I'm a gangster. I've shot people. And I'm thinking, I didn't ask anyone anything, right?
Right.
And he says, you know what? You're an academic student. I know your teachers. I says, you might. I know your teacher, Mr. Williams. I heard him talk about you. Mr. Williams was a openly gay teacher who had silicone titties. And it turned out that these dudes, all the ones who talk about faggots and this, that, and the other, and, you know, would hang with these other gay black men. All these simps that talk about pussy. There was one guy, he would always try to trick girls to come down to the break room so he could show them his penis. He'd go in the closet, come out, and his dick be hanging out. And one time the girl tricked him, and the little lesbian manager came down, and she saw his penis. And she says, my toy is bigger than that. I'm going to dock you for being down here. He didn't do it anymore. Okay. This is my first job. And the people are black. Now, one day, after I, whole some of these people just complaining, they're faggots. I've heard faggot so much. Faggot. Whites say nigger. Simps say faggot. Simps say gay. That's the one thing they can throw at people to sort of be equal to or better than you. Except for if you were a faggot with money. I remember someone saying, man, Rick James a faggot. So that's a rich ass faggot. I know him. Right? So if you had a lot of money, you could be a faggot. Right? They even like faggots with money. But if you're a broke faggot, you're bad. Okay, now, one day, I go down the break room and the whole conversation all over. It's the simps and okay, faggot and other jokes. Okay, fine. And the thing is, they're cowards because there's like one person like me and they're like 15 like you. You guys are all from the street. What do you need to jump me for? One of you should be able to just knock my ass out. But to show you how weak simps are, they need numbers. A simp will be the nigga in the classroom that keeps other people from learning. And a couple of them will be stupid and distract and keep the teacher frustrated to stop everything out. Oh, I don't care if people disagree with the conversation. Single parenthood is a problem in our community. It is a problem that people are getting involved and they're not thinking about the future of black children. If it's a painful conversation, don't follow me. We need fathers and mothers. I didn't say all single mothers are bad, but everybody coming from a single family is bad. It's the death of us as a people. And a lot of folks feel defensive. You're calling out my mother. Well, if your mother was a righteous single mother, no, I'm not. I'm not going to blame a woman who got married or did the best that she could to have a family unit. The problem is a whole bunch of sisters want a man and they don't want a family unit. That's morally wrong and it's dangerous. And proof of the immorality is the immoral people that come and try to defend the single family because they feel called out. Because people who have these broken families then pass on more broken, fucked up families. We couldn't have the problems that we're having if we had stronger family units. And the people, simp men are very protective of the single parent household. Stop sanctifying your mother not being married and make a commitment to form a family yourself. Stop looking for a bullshit way. I will not be defensive. Bastardy is real. When they took the concept of bastard and bastardy out of teaching in school and in churches, it hurt black people. And since the majority of black people now come from these jacked up family systems, they want to defend it and frankly change. Because you're not going to change me and you're not going to make something that's broken work. It isn't working. Who's in jail? Who's on drugs? Who's committing suicide? Who has AIDS? Who's illiterate? It's disproportionately people from these single parent households. Everything points to there's something wrong with it, and there has to be something wrong with anybody that takes a good look around and sees what's going on in our community. To go out and just be reckless. And all you have to do is watch. Yes, the Maury Povich show is instructional of a person that slept with 5 or 6 people and doesn't know who the daddy is.
Right.
Don't know. I mean, she's gone there 4 or 5 times. She can't figure out. You slept with that many people? You think that that's order? You can get more argument from people around this bastardy than you can about cops killing us or reparations because it's pride. Pride comes before destruction, and we're being destroyed in our pride to pretend that a baby doesn't need a mommy and a daddy. And on the backs of all of the people who defend this single parent household and start defending all this confusion, you're the same ones that ultimately give in to trans, and you give in to all the dysphoria. Why is this person giving a defense? Why are you giving a defense, dude? Come off the defensive. Who said it was bad to have a single parent that was great over a bad parent? Don't do that. Don't be illogical. We're not irrational. You feel defensive. I'm penetrating something. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to ride this shit. I'm going to bust a nut on it. You need a father and a mother. Do everything you can to have a family unit. No excuses. Simps like excuses. Simps like half measures. Simps don't want to go all the way. And you can tell a simp by how they attack a person that's principled, because principles are they're an affront to simps. A simp doesn't have morality. A simp is a liar. A simp manipulates. A simp looks for a way to undermine truth to justify something that doesn't work. We got a lot of simps in our community. Now, let me keep going with my story in McDonald's. So I come in and there go the simps. Oh, God. All right. I'm not mad at them. I don't hate them. I accepted them. It was they, you know what I'm saying, brothers, Coolic. They couldn't accept me.
Right.
I've experienced this. Come on, all you black folks that know what I'm talking about dumbass niggas, coon-ass niggas, coon-as fuck niggas who can't work with people who aren't like them. Okay? I'm just saying. I never come and say to someone, oh, I went to a better school than you, you're inferior. I don't feel like that. I think if you're a good brother or sister, you're a good brother or sister. Period. My best friend, a trash man. Sanitation work, my best friend. I love him. I would never trade him for anybody. Okay, even the people I went to Harvard with, they weren't nothing. This friend of mine I came up with is a best friend. I adore my friend. And I'm working on getting him to leave the simp ways behind. Now, back to McDonald's. So I come in to the break area. And this one gentleman, nice looking brother. I mean, I don't hate our race. We have nice looking people. And the dude had on a rope chain, a gold rope chain, 18 karat, and everybody was swooning over his big rope chain. I think it was about 18 inches. And he's just boasting about, man, that's a nice chain. That's a beautiful chain you got, man. It's everything. And then he proceeds to say, I took this from a faggot last week. And he was just boasting about how he took it from the faggot. This is, oh God. And I can't take this anymore. This is why I don't give a damn about certain black people's opinions. When it's a stupid ass black person, an emotional ass black man, like a black man that needs to find some preparation H and some Red Bull and take a chill pill somewhere. So I says, excuse me, brother. Excuse me. Now, we can all agree. All you guys agree I'm the faggot in residence here at McDonald's, right? They all agreed. Oh, you faggot. Schoolboy faggot. This is wonderful. Since I'm the faggot, and I don't know it, I'm afraid of pussy and all this other kind of stuff. Not true. Then I'm the expert. Wouldn't y'all agree? I'm the expert on being a faggot. I would know the most. And you the expert. You the biggest faggot. Right. So it's wonderful. Brother, let me tell you something about faggots. Faggots love jewelry in their clothes and their things. And a faggot would have fought your ass to the death before they let you take that 18 karat gold chain off their neck without a fight. He took the chain off his neck after you took the chain of your lips off of his smaller neck. Let's be honest about how you got the goddamn chain. Says even a faggot like me knows that you've been fucking that man to get his jewelry. I rest my case. The room was silent. The room was silent. That dude never spoke to me again. No one ever bothered me again. So what can I get from this story other than all these simp niggas that talked about faggots and being tough, this are doing trade with men for the gold chains and the trinkets and the weed and the stuff they're getting. They're selling themselves, all the while posturing, harassing the women, grabbing people's titties and vaginas and shit at work, trying to fuck people in the freezer. And yet, you're doing this too. And I'm thinking, I never ever said anything critical or harsh to that dude once in all the months, but I couldn't take it, dude. Damn. I mean, why don't you just wear the gold chain, right? Wear the chain. Enjoy it. Why did you have to say this and say it when I'm coming in the room and transfer some kind of guilt onto me that's not there? Because I've never done that for jury or anything else, never will, never could. That's how a lot of simps are, Brother Coolic.
Right.
They're into all kinds of low-down, deviant, confused, perverted stuff behind getting things or sleep with someone, because a simp is just a bitch with a dick.
Right. That's right. And what I don't like, Dr. Short, is we, and when I say we have a sector of black people in this community that actually uplift them more than the men or women that need to be in position to expose this stuff and to give us a better future.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, part of that is, let's be honest, there's a larger comprehensive issue. We're talking in anecdotes, but we need to be really real. It is true that there's structural racism, systemic racism. All of these things are acting on us at one time. It's true. At the same time, we have what's called agency. What do we do with all of this going on? Do I decide to lose myself and sleep with 1,000 different people because life is hard? Do I have to be high all the time, drunk all the time? I mean, there's some people who come up, it's their household. Their household is like this. I get it. Some people never had a real chance to do better, but I've seen people that know better. I've seen folks in the boule and these groups that are trying to drink and drug because they choose destruction.
Right.
And that therefore means the children must suffer the consequences of the parents' behavior. I know people my age and others who haven't even had children yet, not because we don't like children, it's because we want to make certain that they had a decent life.
Right.
I've seen certain people who they could care less about what they do, who they do it with, or how much, and they actually believe it's everyone else's responsibility to somehow subsidize them. I've seen this. The young woman who makes 10, 20 children.
Right.
Not 10, but she has about 4 or 5, and she puts them off on her family. Her family's taking care of her fuck toys, let's be honest.
Right.
And I know folks who say, well, I love my mother. You should love your mother. But the fact is, a big part of the single parenthood thing is that there's no shame in being whores in our community. The same way there's no shame in being a simp. And a hoe is seen as a businesswoman with a home business. Okay. low startup costs. Okay. And as long as whoring and simping and pimping is seen as acceptable, okay, normal, And you've got the racism, and you got the injustice, and the lack of jobs, and all this other stuff compounded. What the hell are the children going to do?
Right. And yeah, Dr. Short, I'm gonna open the phone lines at 8:15 because we got a couple questions in the chat. Like Sweet Cheeks has asked Dr. Short, how can you tell if your man is gay or has those tendencies? He said something the other day that made me curious.
I don't know how to tell someone what they can see or whatever in their man, but what I would say to any person, male or female, that people need to be open and honest with each other about who they are, what they've done, and what they've been about. Let's say that this woman had a man or is with the man who had done something years ago and stopped. The question has to be, if he never went back and did it, could he tell her, or is she like a lot of black women, where a lot of black women want to be, they can be lesbians up until wedding day, and a black man will take her. And on the other hand, the black woman's an imperious asshole around sexuality. If somebody touched his dick in the shower when he was in junior high school, she won't touch him with a 10-foot pole, even if she's had 50 girlfriends. We have a very malicious culture among black people. It's very barbaric. I'm not trying to make space for this man to screw other men. I'm trying to say, if it was long ago, would she forgive something that they stopped doing? Or would she say, oh, you did this, I gotta quit you now? And then the question would be, not that you want to get AIDS or anything, but if a person did something before you came around and they stopped, is there any space in the heart of black women for amnesty for black men that turn their lives around? Or is a black man who does some homo shit forever damned, can't be forgiven, can't change, can't transform, he has to be a faggot for forever? And yet every black woman should be forgiven, no matter how many babies she kills, no matter how many women she's been with, no matter how many men she's been with. What's going on here? So that's one question. If he were to tell her the truth and it wasn't recent, how would she take it? And then two, if he is doing it, get the hell out of there. The best thing to do is test someone. The best way is to test a person. Do two things with the man. Both of you get tested for everything. And then two, get tested, have a stool sample. Find out what's up his ass. If he's been screwing, if he's been getting screwed in the ass behind your back, he's going to have a very super rich Great Wall of China stool sample. Find out what's been up his ass. I mean, ask. I think all the women, the man love you, let him give her a stool sample, okay? And if he's got maybe 10 or 20 different bacteria up there, you know he's been good. If they're like 300-400, run for the hills, broad. Yes, there's been something up there. So that's my suggestion. I'm not a marriage counselor. I don't want you to lose your family. I don't want to destroy nobody. But if the man's living a double life, you should find out that the only issue is breaking it and breaking that issue. But if they have any doubts, the man, that's that. But I will say this, Black American women have a super high standard for men that they don't have for themselves in terms of who's heterosexual and who's not. I've met Black women that think two men going to a bowling game is gay, but they can have girls sleep in their beds, kiss all over them, and they're straight. So make certain that you check yourself and be certain that you're not one of these sisters that there seems to be one way that Black women can attack Black men is to always question their sexuality, but no one questions a black woman's sexuality. Lizzo, a punk ass Tina Turner. We have all kinds of gay black women. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Nobody's talking about her being a lesbian. She's such a great woman. They would never, no matter how loving or kind or caring a black gay man could or would have been, maybe, he's a faggot forever. That's the first thing, and that cancels out. As for black woman, her sucking titties and everything else, that's basically a virtual. You know, black men ain't shit, so she had to suck titties. So this is a kind of garbage that goes on in our community, of a double standard. And by the way, you sisters have it very bad. And I'm saying, you know, I was at a corporate meeting. I was working for a radio station. I have a friend. His name is Philip. He lives in Tennessee. We're just buddies. Nothing gay there. Never has been, never will be. We just get along. I mentioned that I enjoyed working with him because he's a good brother. And this woman just asked me in the board meeting, "Are you gay?" And I said to her, "What the hell is it to you? Why would I answer your question?" But I said, "You know what? You have to ask me, but I know that you're gay." This is all the way. I said, "You're hard looking, got a jacked up attitude." That's our ladies. And one woman asked, you know, "How can you tell?" I says, "Well, bad attitude, overweight, always up in a man's face, odd dressing, weird body spirituality that emanates from them." And so I said, "You know, sister, I wouldn't answer your question, and I don't have to prove anything to you. And why do I have to denounce all the gay men that I see in the street when I don't see you women denounce gay women?" And I said to her, "I've never met 3 or 4 of you together where all of y'all weren't gay." I did reverse psychology. The same way black women always make all black men gay, was to make all the women in the room gay.
Right.
And I find black women don't like equality. They've been shielded from it. White supremacy and simp culture prevents you. "Man, don't say that to her. You know, somebody could screw her tonight," right? There's always someone that could be screwed, which is why we never talk about it. Let me just say something to you. I went in on this lady, and the next day she came to the board meeting, and she says, "I'm fat, I like to eat, and I'm a lesbian." Same woman asking me what I was. I mean, I didn't ever do that. I have never in my life done that to a black woman, even the most obvious of black women. I've never attacked her womanhood or whatever. But you and I both know we had black women just do this openly everywhere. And in another culture, I'm gonna just say this to you, black women, if you tried this stuff down in Latin America or Africa, they would kill you for it. You get a lot, y'all got a lot of latitude, and y'all complain about how bad you have it. Stuff that's done to black men in America, ladies, overseas, it's okay. By the way, the country's changing. A lot of sisters are not going to be able to make the adjustment to men waking up to misandry and beginning to get hostile. They're going to begin. It's, if you didn't have anyone teach you how to do give and take in terms of comments, like I think I don't know if I told you this story. When I was at UVA as an undergrad, there was this one girl, and I could tell she didn't like me. I never did anything to her. She just had a problem with me. And of course, it was going to be what a lot of sisters do. Not all, but many. They always like to diminish all the black men around, and a lot of simps. "Man, that girl got a big ass. She can talk any kind of way if I get there." To me, I don't want you to talk to me any old kind of way. I want you to speak to me like a human being with dignity. Okay, whether someone wants your pussy or not is a different question. So she would always be mean, and she would do stuff in front of people. I never did this stuff to this broad. One day, they finally got what they wanted. They wanted to play spin the bottle. I think I've told this story before. And the bottle span, and they point to me and a woman. I could see just the light in her eyes, right? Yeah, I'm like, gotcha, you faggot, right? And she asked, are you gay? And I said, nope. When the bottle spin came around and it pointed to her, I asked her how many abortions had she had. She jumped up, ran out, cussing and screaming because she had had many. Okay.
Right.
See, it, but the other guys were simps. They were more interested in trying to hook up with her. And here's a woman that's killed babies inside of herself. I'm not so much judging her, but when these women get these abortions, it makes them change. Same thing with the man when he's been messing with dudes, getting hit in his booty or whatever. It alters people. There's a biochemical change when you look at porn or you use drugs or drink alcohol. I believe the same thing happens when you do something of an aberrant nature. I mean, you get used to it. Okay.
Right.
So, but back to this lady's husband. If he went to prison, and I'm going to just say this, black women, white women would never tolerate mass incarceration of white men. Never. Dude, this ain't your show. Anybody that want to be, shit, this is my show. I'm not, you know what, when people write in, start your own damn show. That's what I did. Let's sit up and fuss and argue, go back and forth. I don't have time for that. You got something to say, go out and establish your name for yourself. Do some hard work. Stop being a simp. Set up your own channel and get out there.
Right.
That's my suggestion to people who don't like my point of view. Get your own thing. Okay. That's all. Hold on. Let me help you. There you go. We'll just disappear you. Okay. I don't need you. I don't need it. I don't need anybody that has stupid opinions. I just don't care. For the person that had a problem, single parent households is a major problem in our community. That was documented decades before your ass was born. Okay. E. Franklin Frazier's The Black Family in America, something I'm certain you haven't read. And a lot of folks, it's their opinions, my feelings. My mommy. I have a great mother, but my mother did better to have a man, my father. We need men and women together. I'm so tired of black men defending broken families.
Right.
In fact, when people used to come up with a little bit of, man, my mother did a good job, but I want to make certain that my children have a mother and a father. And if mama picked a druggie, if mama picked a winehead, if mama picked a dude that slept with everybody, whether she's a good mother or not, her husbandry was jacked.
Right.
And yes, it's your mother's fault who she chose to get with. Now, it's one thing if your mother goes in, ain't been with nobody else, and they're starting off a family, and the man turns out to lie or have a mental problem, all that, I say yes. Ladies, get the hell away from a man that's harmful to you or your children. But if you both are wild and crazy, not thinking about nothing, and you're out there, and you both are wild, and you both get married, and then you end up breaking up, y'all have made a mess. At some point, black folk got to be accountable for the decisions that they make. And accountability is a cuss word because accountability makes dear old sainted mom, so she told you, an angel. When dear old mom was a woman that wanted to get some, like a whole lot of women want to get some, like a whole lot of men want to get some. And there's a lot of dishonesty. There's this attitude as if black women don't like penis, like black women don't like being penetrated. And it's just black men, bad black men imposing their penises on black women that don't really want it, that just want relationship. Bullshit. That's some pork chop feminism. Women love sex. Women love penises. Always have, won't stop. And proof of that is look at how fast a woman will get mad. If you can't drop the pipe, how many men want Viagra on the risk of having a heart attack? Because when she wants some pipe, she wants it to stand front and center. And if you go limp like Linguini, she'll cheat on you, even a good woman. It's just a fact. It's happened. I don't give a damn about weak simp ass niggas who have women up on a pedestal that they don't belong on. And of course, if you came up in a broken family, I mean, the matriarch don't belong on a pedestal, whether you like me saying it or not. So, yes, brother, we're going to have these discussions. It's time for the truth to come out. Simps hate the truth, ladies. Simps are defensive. Simps don't like you talking about right and wrong because it might implicate their mama or their daddy, or it might implicate them. And so they'll look at all the other things. You know, illegal immigration is why I couldn't wear a condom. Illegal, okay. Deindustrialization of the cities is why I couldn't wear a condom. It's all, I mean, now, yes, it's true. There's poverty, structural, but there's some things that we can do. There's always something that a person can do. The black people that ran away from slavery, the black people that established families after chattel slavery, found something that they could do. The difference between us today and them as the thing that people find that they can do now is make excuses or justifications or rationalizations for doing it the wrong way or a jacked up way, and finding some way to both blame anyone that would suggest that maybe you should learn how to read. You know what I'm saying? I had students that could not read in college. I was not mad at people that couldn't read. What made me angry is once you recognize that I'm teaching a course that you have to read in.
Right.
If you can't read, you aren't getting the material. If you cannot read, I wouldn't fail you. Go to the tutorial session. Get some help so you can read. You want to be an athlete, but if you can't read the contract, what are you signing? Right? Oh, man, I just want to play football, Mrs. Short. I just want to play, right? And in other words, people that are demanding that they know how to read something that's important, right?
Right. Very.
And by the way, wouldn't fail them. Where I came from, if you couldn't read, you failed.
Right.
My posture was if you went and got tutorial, I'd pass you. Guaranteed. Just show me that you're going to deal with that deficiency in your academic life. I know black folks who won't fix it, don't want to fix it, and are happy with it broken if they can get by. The only way that they're going to understand is they have to encounter hard knocks. As much as I don't like Jay-Z, it's a hard knock life for us, for those that don't get it. So the ones that want to get the corona, that get, that get the vaccination, they're going to get jacked up. You know what I'm saying, brother? What can we do? What can we do? I mean, what choice do the black people who don't give a damn, that don't try, that won't work with nobody, that won't listen? I just want to say to you, in Africa and other places, all the Africans in Africa I know, they have businesses. Why? If you're late for work or whatever, these people will fire you. They don't need you. You have your own job to make certain that you always can hustle, because there's no guarantee. In this country, people have been accommodated in being dependent or failing. At the same time, we're denied capital and all the other opportunities. That's true too. But you know what? We got plenty of money. All these Asians have businesses in our neighborhood. Why can't that money flow to us? We couldn't do this kind of stuff for ourselves. We couldn't do better. There's just no way. There's just nothing. We just have to. Garbage. And simps. And there are lots of simps in our community.
Yes.
Simps There are armies of them. Simps will only understand when non-simps go to war with them and conquer them. Simps are a rebellious, mutinous army that's pulling us down, and so are pork chop feminists. They work together. They're subversives. And someone said I'm trying to get subscribers, the brother that I blocked. You know goodness well, Coolic, I will lose subscribers talking about this. That Negro's so backwards, he's thinking he's going to stop me. I'm a bastards, bastards, bastards. Bastards' lives sort of matter. They fill the jails. They're the ones that are on drugs. They're the ones committing suicide with mental health problems. They do. We need to stop this. Our community was better off and it was healthier when we had fathers and mothers in the families. No one from a broken family can tell me shit about how much better that thing is. What you can tell me is your mother or your single father did all that they could to balance out not having the full complement of a mother and a father. Whether the father was good and the mama was off on crack somewhere, or the mother was good and the dad was an idiot, the dad's down low, whatever it is. However, we have to recover our manhood, our womanhood, and familyhood. And you're an enemy of your people if you're against families with fathers and mothers. You're as much a traitor, you're as much a threat to the community as a killer cop in the neighborhood. Yes, we have to have ultimate harsh standards, harsh discipline. Negro complained with me, if I were in the Nation of Islam, the Fruit of Islam would have beat the shit out of that dude for questioning me. A lot of black folks like raggedy, loose systems because discipline, a simp hates discipline.
Right.
A simp hates order. A simp needs confusion like the family he came out of because that's what he's used to. In fact, hold on. Let me read about simps. Well, do I have my book on simps out here? In fact, I feel like reading something. I really do. I feel like doing something to get on somebody's nerves. Hold on. Give me 1 second, brother. 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. And again, y'all, the call-in number is 512-655-9848. Again, it's 512-655-9848. And Kobek, or if I'm saying your name right, I will ask Dr. Short that question. But you're quite welcome to call in. Definitely call in. Ask Dr. Short that question. He will, open that question wide open and give you a great answer because he definitely knows. He knows people that knows President Trump and is that and the third. So ask him that question. Call in. Again, the number is 512-655-9848 to call in. Phone lines are open right now. Y'all are welcome to call on in. And also like and subscribe. And yeah, like and subscribe, y'all. And Dr. Short right now, he's getting a book on these simps right here because we got to expose these simps. It's epidemic. And this exceeds race. These simps and these feminists are really, really messing up the world, hence what's going on nowadays. I mean, real talk, we have to bust these people wide open. We have to delete them. We have to basically shun them, give them no more attention. But we're talking about because we have to expose the cause and effect of this mess so we don't have to deal with these people no more because these simps and these feminists, they're not good for society. Again, you see them throughout history all the time. So we got to deny these people. We got to get rid of the simps.
Yeah, we got to get rid of the simps. I was looking for my Apocrypha. Okay. It's a wonderful, it's one of those ancient books that they don't have in the Bible like they need to. And there's a really nice book, and it talks about how bastards have a rough life and how things don't last or work for people that are bastards. That's in the Bible.
Right.
So, I don't care. And everybody out here, I'm not speaking to get viewers. I'm talking, you know what? I would get more viewers if I did simp stuff. I said, you know what? All of you ladies are queens. You are just a queen. I don't care how many babies you had with how many men. You're still a queen. You're my queen. You're so sweet and sister. You're so beautiful. And all you brothers out there, we didn't need no fathers. Our mothers had it covered, right? I could do that bullshit. I would have a big ass audience line the niggas. I won't do it. It's boring. It's more exciting to tell the truth because it pisses people off. No, this platform isn't running after followers. Bullshit. I want the few that want to hear me. I don't need 5 million like Charlemagne the God has, who ain't telling nobody nothing. We're talking real stuff here. And I know folks that are therapists, and that's one of the reasons to get this big enough and large enough. And pretty soon I'll have my friends that are therapists. They'll come on and tell you that you need parents. You need fathers and mothers. Children suffer not having both. Girls that don't have a dad are more likely to be promiscuous. Boys that don't have a dad are more likely not to finish school, end up in jail, and use drugs. We've got a problem, and there's no way around it. And part of what a partial solution, by the way, you'll never hear me say, Brother Coolic, I have all the answers. Do you ever see me talk like that? No. But I can tell you, we need to bring courtship back where people, when they get together, they're thinking about forming a family versus busting a nut or having an orgasm or waterfall.
Right.
We need to get to that. And that's not where many people are. And a large number of people who don't have strong family values come from broken families because the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. You want to see some people get mad when you start talking about stuff? I'll tell you a real story, a broken family story. Used to be a big brother. Had a kid named Kevin. I tell this story about Kevin all the time. One time, I was about 23 years old. Kevin asked me, why don't you have children? And I says, I'm not married. He began crying, saying, my mother's not married. Right?
Right.
I never said anything about his damn mother. When I answered the question, he had a sense, oh, yes, he did. There was something wrong with not having a father and a mother. I didn't say anything about him. I was talking about me, what I wanted for my children, mom and dad. He knew he didn't have a dad. He felt ashamed of not having a dad. And nobody's trying to come down. And by the way, this is how a lot of Black Americans are. A lot of liar Black Americans. Black folks are full of liars. Want to pretend that they're not hurt or damaged when these families are busted up. When there's incest and child abuse and molestation in these families. By the way, the boy was being screwed by his mother and his aunt.
Wow.
Okay,
wow.
Yes, there are Black women molesters out there and pedophiles. Sure there are. And they get a pass. And a lot of these rappers that are talking about their mothers, they're telling you really something about their home. But you see, when the dad is a molester, you might be able to get a conversation on it, especially if he molests a female. If a Black male is molested, it's okay. He got some.
Right.
And if he gets done by a man, well, he was born a faggot. And so there is no compassion for Black men in our culture. So, which is why I would say to the sister that's married, if the man did do some stuff like when he's a teenager or got out of it and quit, and he ain't passed no disease and didn't return, if he's been a good person, have a conversation. If he's continued that stuff and he likes the secret sauce, you've got to let him go, unless you want to be like the Boule wives. There's a lot of bisexuality and stuff in the Boule and the Black elite. The wives stay with the men who have boyfriends and husbands. And they live a good lifestyle. They have lots of money and clothes, and they're always at parties. And that's how they medicate themselves about not really having a husband that loves them, the intimacy that comes from being with a person that has a holistic desire to be in relationship with you. A lot of folks have these fake double marriages. DC is full of it. It wasn't my father and mother. DC is full. So is Atlanta. I mean, the black bourgeois elite, in particular Biden voters, Kamala voters, Obama voters. That's a lot of y'all. It is. It's true. I'm pointing a finger. Yeah, it's true. Y'all know it's true. You know that's y'all. Now you had another question. And
yes, Cole. If I'm saying his name right, Kobesh or Kobach or Kobe. But hopefully you call in one day. You let me know. He asked. Let me go up here. That's not the part. He says, "What's the update with President Trump? Any updates?"
What I've been told by people who are involved in the Patriot movement is that if this is true, Joe Biden will be arrested after he is inaugurated. And we have to simply wait until tomorrow. If that's true, I will say to you, I'm here in DC. They got soldiers and stuff everywhere. I haven't seen anything like this since 1968. It's more. When DC was on fire, they didn't have this many people here. There's something going down here. They're purging the National Guardsmen to make certain that they're not Republican because Biden's afraid that he's going to be assassinated. So that everything is on edge here. And the barbed wire around all the government buildings, I mean, they have these metal fences, but the barbed wire is facing inside, meaning that they plan for whoever goes within the safe areas that they will not be able to get out. Okay. Somebody wants to keep people inside of the fencing. In as much as you and I can't go into the fencing, but the members of Congress and families and business people and so forth that are special, that are connected to Biden can go inside the fence, maybe the barbed wires for them. Are you understanding me? That's something. I can tell you that there are troop movements, there are people all over the place. Donald Trump, maybe he's doing a speech in the morning. Have you ever seen the president do a speech in the morning before the inauguration? Maybe he's going to do it. Whatever it is, this is like my hometown. I've never, ever seen anything done. None of this makes any sense. Even with COVID, it seems like there's something else that's going to happen. What I've been told is that he'll be arrested. What I know is that there's a thing called the storm. The president puts a bunch of legislation about handling storms and disasters. The president has the Stafford Act. It's alleged that the president, mayors know, according to the Insurrection Act, that they're going to round up people. We'll know in 18 hours. Understand, you never let people know what's going on when you want to throw a surprise birthday party. So if he's about to have a military governorship, which is something that can happen under an emergency, and maybe Pompeo or Michael Flynn will be the military governor of the United States, what people are saying is that there's going to be another election. Donald Trump is going to make them do an election all over again in March. I don't know if that's factual. I'm just telling you what's being said. And they're not going to tell people. But something is happening. Something is happening in China where they're running out of food. A whole lot of things are going on all over. Governments are collapsing. People having to leave in Europe. It's not being reported in our news here. And they make it difficult for people to put this stuff up on social media. They learned in 2016 that citizen reporters and investigative people were educating the public. So they have cracked down to silence everyone. But there's such anger and rage against what's happening until Twitter is losing billions of dollars in the stock market. They lost 51 billion last week. They're in trouble. If Biden becomes the president, God forbid, and all these people want to come into the country with whatever diseases and such that they have, and they want to let 11 million people run wild and all this stuff, I'm just going to say this to you. Different sources report that Donald Trump got 103 million votes. Biden got 37. Other sources say Donald Trump got 80% of the American vote. If that, in fact, in any way is true, and they put this dude with dementia, with his whore, in the White House, there's no army on earth that can deal with these white people and their guns. And they want to inject everybody. Somebody help me. I wish people understood. White people are not black people. They will not stand for this. They will tear this country up. They will burn the way they went in the Capitol. I mean, the Capitol's not bothering nobody. It smashed them. They will flip. And they've got more guns in the army. And they're in the army. And there were people from the military that went to the Capitol. The American people are the army. The American people are the intelligence people. If these folks decide to say, screw this stuff, if we can't have our republic, this country's gone if the people want it done. Do any research on a popular movement or rebellion. When you have a few 100,000 people that want to tear up a government, even that's hard to put down. I've been here in Washington. They've had 6 million people march through here, and they could have 10 million more come. They are an army of armed, angry people. Good luck, Biden. Good luck. These people can fight. Do you really think these soldiers are going to shoot their own cousins and white friends and all? The same way that the guards let the white people do what they want in the Capitol. If the white folks with their guns started tripping, the army and the other people would stand down and let their cousins and brothers and sisters do what they want. We've had this happen with Red Scare summer of 1919 when white folks wanted to go ballistic on black people across the country. The National Guard and the police just let them do it. Do you really think that a white soldier who has to go back home to his community is going to shoot and kill other white folks? Because white people are not like black people. They're not like the little chatty Negro that wants to tell me single parents households are better than father and mother, whatever garbage they're trying to say. And I'm not saying this to get followers. I'm just saying to you that white folk will investigate where you came from. They will dox you, put out your address, say who you shot. I mean, even when they were snitching out people in the Capitol, I mean, his wives, cousins, that stuff went fast. It wasn't a day or two. They were telling you who you were, what their license plate number. These people are very serious. We're just serious players. They own something, and this is, in their view, just their republic alone. If you think that they are going to sit back and let Biden hand this to every illegal that's not white that wants to come here, y'all talk all this white supremacy and nearly full of shit, and you haven't understood it. Nobody wants to be number 2 or 3 when you've been number 1.
Right.
Nobody. And when you've got guns and friends, I mean, they'll go up. They were after the governor for mask. For masks. They were to blow up the governor over a mask.
Right.
It's not like black people, one person after the other murdered by the police, murdered, shot, killed, beaten, and we don't do anything because we're simps. there's a whole different temperament with being a white American. And they are entitled and they know their rights or what they perceive to be their rights. I had people tell me, we're going in the house. You and I call it the Capitol. For them, it was just a house.
Right.
I'm like, wow. I always call it the Capitol. I would never think we're going in our house, not the U.S. Capitol. I had people tell me before they stormed it, we're going in our house. It's ours. We paid for it. I don't know anybody like that. We know we get shot and killed. If just you could get shot and killed if you work there.
Right.
So the sense of entitlement and the hair-invoked democracy, whatever you want to call it, among white Americans, Biden doesn't even know really as a white man what he's unleashed.
Right.
He's stupid. But you know, some of the people that don't understand white privilege are white themselves. It's never had to matter to them. They don't really think when they hear a police siren, they don't ever think it's going to pick them up, even when they're a criminal. When you and I are black, hear a siren, there's always a possibility we can get picked up doing absolutely nothing wrong, disappeared, killed. It's our reality.
Right.
You can't tell white people who raised millions of dollars and had 3-mile caravans for Trump and they voted and they knocked on doors that they have to take a loss when they won.
Right.
Try selling it to. I want someone, believe how many bullet holes you'll find in your head to go into a crowd of white folks and tell them that Trump lost and he just needs to accept it. Who wants to die young? I dare you to go and tell these people that he just lost and just accept it. And when they can see that Biden is sick with dementia and Kamala Harris is a Hindu with the Jewish husband.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Right.
Connected to Epstein. And I'm telling you, I was here when these people talking about Pizzagate. These people had guns. These people want people hung, killed, shot, jailed for what's been going on in the country, and they want it now. Biden, even if he becomes president tomorrow, by 2022, the House and the Senate will be Republican again. It will. I mean, in ways that y'all just don't understand it. Please understand, they will have such a red wave, you'll think you're swimming in your own blood. That's one. Number two, Biden is a criminal under Ukrainian law. And the Chinese have stuff, allegedly pictures of Biden having sex with children, allegedly, and Obama. A lot of these white intelligence people that are angry, they have access to secrets and things that they sit on. If you really make these white people mad enough to fight each other, they'll let all this stuff hang out. What you saw the other day at the Capitol is a little taste of when white people are mad with white people. You talk about black on black crime. Do you really think that black people kill more of each other each year than white people kill each other? Are you really that stupid in your brain? What do you think you have all those guns for and knives? You be around white people, they always have weapons and stuff. Do you really think that that's just for you? You didn't know that a person that bought guns is 5 times more likely to kill his family than shoot someone to defend the property? That these people shoot and kill each other and, you change the stuff. Do you really think that when you live in a rich neighborhood that they report murders that take place like what happens in a black neighborhood? Do you really think when Steve Jobs and other people die from AIDS that they would put that out there?
Wow.
They hide their laundry, their dirty laundry, It's a whole thing of manipulating, pretending, doing things, not saying stuff. Look, I used to work for the National Park Service. These people wouldn't even acknowledge after the DNA tests were taken that Thomas Jefferson had black kids. Not a lot of the Rangers. They were protecting and deflecting. Even something anyone can look in there, look up and find out Thomas Jefferson had kids with Sally Hemings, because they want to protect what they perceive to be their image of themselves as white people.
Right.
Hey, I ain't mad at them. I'm just telling you where their heads are.
Right.
I don't know. I don't think Donald Trump is as stupid as people tell you he is. And all of your life, for all of you listening, have you ever seen the media or anything call a white man a liar as much as they've called Donald Trump? Combine all the politicians and people together. Have you ever seen any white man be called a liar as much as Donald Trump? Have you, with all the politicians gathered together, have you had a politician be described as stupid like Donald Trump? Want to tell you something. Donald Trump has run against the greatest machine of electoral theft in the world and beaten twice. Surrounded by bad advisors, surrounded by enemies on all sides, and Donald Trump has managed, with 94% of the news reported against him negative, to win. With the courts rigged. You guys haven't even heard that he's won Wisconsin. They won't report it in the news. They won't tell you. We're now in psychological warfare, the Smith-Mundt Act, which allows the CIA and the media to lie to you about the news. This is what's being done to Trump. If Trump was stupid, they would have gotten him. Trump has beaten people. If he is dumb, he's got so much luck, you need to bet all of his numbers on your tickets, because he always comes out on top in spite of, no matter what. It's crazy. Every time you think he's done, he's back. If he fails in casinos, he comes back on television. He is like the Terminator, the one that they kept shooting down and keep coming back together. He's resilient, whether you like him or not. He's resilient. He seems to be able to recreate himself and keep doing new stuff. They got the stripper with the big titties, Stormy Daniels. He beat that. I mean, Russian collusion. Every time they do something to him, he beats it, even if he does it in a backwards way. I'm just saying, as a critical person, I don't think he's a genius, but he's got bad advice. He's not the sharpest person in the world, but it's not about how sharp you are. It's surrounding yourself with sharp people.
Right.
Look, hold on, one more thing. Donald Trump knew that people were going to go into the Capitol. He had some advanced knowledge that he was going to get set up. Whoever it is around him had the sense to go in and take people's laptops. Nancy Pelosi and them don't know what to do, because Donald Trump, even if they succeed in getting him out of the White House, he can leak all these people's stuff. Even tonight or tomorrow, he can do a data dump that would destroy every single solitary political enemy that he's got. So if you think he's dumb, for a person that's been in politics 5 years, he's done better than people who've been in it their whole lives, with good advice, good economy, no pandemic, no racial violence in the cities. He's beaten all of it.
Right.
Whether you like it or not, you don't have to like him. He's beaten. And if Biden is afraid of the National Guard, if Biden's hiding in his basement, if Kamala waits until 2 days before she's to be sworn in to give up her Senate seat, he's got everybody spooked, afraid, and that's real power. When it says, what's his name, Machiavelli, it's better to be feared than loved. Donald Trump has everybody's ass scared. And they don't know if he's going to do a coup. They just don't know. Is he going to start a war with Iran? What's he going to do? We really don't know. We won't know. Was it 8:50? We won't know for about 14 hours what's going to happen. My sense, my friends, is that something must happen. Something has to happen. There's been so many false twists and turns on this until it's very difficult, even for very skilled people, to make a sense of this, because, my friends, this isn't about politics. This is about spiritual warfare. This is right and wrong. This is the legalization of pedophilia. This is trans. This is puberty blocking drugs being given to kindergartners. This is about folks having public gay sex and it being seen as a civil right. We're looking at this country either going into the toilet or it getting a respite for us to try to get our shit together before the Most High judges his places like the Sodom and Gomorrah like it is.
Right.
There's something going on. There's something going on, and it is being done in such a way as to deny us any kind of way to understand. In fact, that's power. It's such power. All we can do is wait for it to be done.
Right.
Donald Trump is playing a power game. He's not going to Biden's inaugural.
Right.
This is the first time in history this has happened. Why isn't he going? Then it begins to make sense. Maybe Biden's going to get arrested at his inauguration. Trump doesn't even want to be there. Something is going to happen. If Biden becomes president, we will have civil unrest in a matter of days. They will pick up people. Trump might, someone just mentioned Julian Assange, he might pardon Julian Assange. Melania Trump isn't the president. Trump supposedly recorded a farewell address. I saw some of the wordings of it. He said that the movement is just beginning. And I'm trying to think, what movement is Trump talking about?
Right.
They both gave farewell speeches, that's true. But what's the movement? There's never been a president with the movement before. What is the what is he going to do?
Right.
If it starts tomorrow, what is it? So if he leaves, okay, yeah, I saw he did his speech and I saw some of it. If Trump wants to trick Biden and everyone else, because Trump doesn't always tell the truth, y'all. Trump does tell some lies. What if Trump gave a farewell address as a trick to disarm Biden and others? If Trump wanted to be president in 4 years, he's already got it. So that's all. I can't. I wish I knew. I wish I understood better.
Right.
But we have to wait. What is it? 12 more hours. 14 max.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's Dr. Short. It is. It's wild. But you explained it thoroughly. And what I want to do, and I'll contact if I'm saying it on here. I definitely want to do a part 2 of this because we got to talk about that. Also, we got to include some other stuff in that. But is anything else you want to add before I close out this podcast?
Well, yes. I want to say to all of y'all, we need, no matter what, to go to war with the Boule after tomorrow for what they've done to us. For the Boule needs to go, we need to go to war with them. We need to immediately stop Andrew Yang, or whatever the hell his name is, in New York. And
right.
We need to denounce all the Boule people. Martin Luther King III, that's a goddamn disgrace for him to make a recommendation for blacks in New York. Why don't you do some shit in Atlanta? Okay. These people are ridiculous. It's time to fight it. By the way, I want to say to you, all the prisons in America are on lockdown as I speak. All the prisons in America on lockdown because the prisoners all over the country are angry about Biden if he becomes president. We're going to have violence in the prisons all over the country. That's a large number of black men will be out fighting and killing.
Right.
It's going to be massacres in the jails.
Right.
And I think that the people who have family within the prisons and friends, the rebellions within the prisons are going to impact black communities. So all of you who like Biden, okay, then you're sanctifying them massacring black men in the prisons.
Right.
You sanctified blacks being stripped of the right to vote. Black people who voted for Biden, you're enemies of your own people, of your own accord. A day soon will come where you regret your vote. The problem I have with Negroes is they wait too long to figure out what time it is. So what I would do is say that Martin Luther King III, that's stupid as hell. He's stupid as hell. I want to also say that Warnock, we need to continue to push against people like Clyburn, Warnock. The battle begins tomorrow. And for me, if Biden becomes president, it'll be the best of times for those of us that want to fight against Coons because y'all have lied to us and you haven't delivered and y'all deceived us. I think that many people that in the Boule are very afraid of the Biden situation because they will be proven that they deceived the people and didn't deliver anything. So what I'm going to do is stop here because this is one of these spontaneous shows. And yes, I'm glad we were able to do this and push up. And isn't it nice that we didn't spend all of our time criticizing our sisters for this one time? Because we get down on black men. All those sisters think, oh no, we get down on simps. In fact, we need to do some more on simps. I think I got under somebody's skin. In fact, I really love when I get under the skin of the simp. I mean, so to me, it's like I'm pissing off a pork chop feminist. A simp, a pork chop feminist is it's equal. I just want to mess with all of them, make them miserable. So, well, by the way, you've got a channel. I want everybody to join your channel. Coolic, what's your channel? I'm gonna put it up on my screen here. Go ahead. Tell me what your channel is.
It is spelled Pineal, as in Pineal, and then Coolic, COOLICC, and the name is Pineal Coolic.
Okay, I'm about to put this up. This brother needs to get his 1,000 people. I need to ask you, brother. I'm on Rumble under Dr. Randy Short. I am DRS11965 in Twitter. I think I'm in Telegram. Just look for Randy Short. Of course, I have I've got like, okay, I just put it up there. Now he is Pineal, PINEAL COOLICC on YouTube. I need y'all to join that channel. We need to encourage each other to help each other's channels get up. That's Pineal. It's right up on my screen here. I absolutely need people to join his platform. And of course, I need about 20 more people to join Randy Short on YouTube so I can hit my 3,000 increment. Right now, we're approaching 210,000 views. And if I can get like 20 more people to join, I'll have 3,000 subscribers. The goal is to get to 5. So that's a little past the halfway mark. And I want to encourage people to do that. And his is Pineal, PINEALCOOLIC on YouTube. And of course, I have another YouTube channel, which is Randy Lancaster Short. And I have another Randy Lancaster Short Facebook page. And I have a Randy Short page. Join me. The Randy Short is full, but we're trying to build this thing up. And I want to say, we have unpopular opinions, I think, brother, you and I, brother Coolic. When you tell the truth and you talk and say the word bastard and all, you're not trying to make friends with black folks, because I'm talking about half the people out there. Okay, right. And it's demanding that half the people out there be honest that there's something wacky about not having mom and dad together. And it's time for us to take this thing on and be honest. Also, I want to say to y'all, if you love my channel, by the way, I will be on Clubhouse as soon as I get this iPhone. I want to thank everybody that contributed. My Cash App is DR Randy Short. Or if you want to drop me a piece, I want to thank everybody, especially the $1, $2, $3, $4 gifts. People who thought, I appreciate those. My goal is if I could get certain people to put like $4 or $3 in a month, and I got like what? If it was $2 a month and people did that, I would really be able to run with this channel. I'm talking to someone that's got a server. In fact, I want to hook you up with them so we can be independent. But my Zelle is wrandyshort@gmail.com. My PayPal is wrandyshort@gmail, right? It just is. And there are people that send me messages. I beg of you, if you send me a message, use the email. Don't do it through the PayPal or the Zelle or through the Cash App, because I'm not the smartest person when it comes to computers. It's better to just send me an email. I do try to respond to all the questions and things I get. Sometimes I have an answer, sometimes I don't, but I try faithfully. And Brother Coolic, you're going to show me how to have call-ins soon. So people, by February, will be able to talk to each other. And I promise to be the same. And I promise to hang up on people if they mess with me. I want to say this to all y'all listening. I never go on anybody's wall or Facebook or anywhere and criticize them because it's their space. I don't. And when someone's giving an opinion or they're giving out a fact, I try to receive it because I can learn from their knowledge or their wisdom or their insight. We need to grow up and understand we're not going to all agree, and also understand that just because someone doesn't want to hear what you have to say doesn't mean I don't listen to people. I just don't listen to bullshit. I don't debate with stupid people. Okay, when I told you about being at the McDonald's with the dumb guys, I grew up in an environment with a lot of anti-intellectual, ignorant black folks, and it's like one or two of us, and the dummy bastards were the majority. I ain't doing that no more. That job is over. Dumbass black people, beware. When you see me coming and you're a stupid nigga, run. I'm not going to make you feel comfortable about your dumbness, your immorality, your perversion. I'm going to make you feel uncomfortable because I'd like you to stay the hell away from me. Okay? And that's the same in the cyber world. I'm not begging some. I don't go to an LGBTQ site and ask them to subscribe. I figure a person wants to talk about getting screwed in the booty. That's what they want. I don't bother them. So when people come, you will not change me. And I'm not really trying to change anyone, but I am telling people what I know to be true. If you choose to be dumb, it's like people getting these vaccines, dropping dead, getting sick. 55 dead people or more from these vaccines. At least that many. Norway, 23 dead. Oh, they're keeping it quiet. I've been telling folks. And by the way, for the hydroxychloroquine, it's still, there was someone that wrote me, please email me. Don't you hear me begging people to email me? Why would someone send it to me through the PayPal or something like that where people don't normally send messages? Do you understand what I'm saying? Wouldn't it be easier to send me the email that I asked for? Why do people do the opposite of what you beg them to do? Then if you don't get back to them, oh, he just wanted my money. Not really. I would have written you back. I want you to do it a particular way. If you send the wrong message to any company or business and they tell you how to communicate with them and you do the opposite, they won't get back to you. Shouldn't I, if I have a way for people to communicate with me, shouldn't that be used versus a person trying to do it their way? I mean, if you want to do it your way, then don't ask me.
Right.
I mean, come on, please. Right. So we're going to do this again. I got a book or two. I got all these books. I found this book on pork chop feminism. Oh my God. I thought I had lost it. And I think I'm going to do some reading. I need to burn some hours because I'm tired of waiting. So I'm probably going to do an Angry Book Club thing. I have these two books on mind control, and I had the Martin Luther King thing, and I may just get down and do it again, and I just need to put some more clothes on because I don't want to get cold. But please, bless us the same way I have to buy an iPhone to be on a Clubhouse. I was happy with the phones I had. So when I ask people for like donations, a lot of times it's to be able to do what I'm doing. And I believe that we're imparting information and wisdom. And if nothing else, humor. We need to laugh. I think even Dave Chappelle's mother thinks I'm funny. Okay. I think that's hope. I like Scribed. How much does it cost? I need to pay for that. All these subscriptions cost money.
Right.
So
with that Clubhouse, Dr. Short, don't you have to be invited or something like that?
People want my ass up in there. The problem is I even have a Clubhouse account. I just don't have an iPhone. So there's someone that's supposed to drop an iPhone off of me today. And we're supposed to go in and set up an account. And I will start doing Clubhouse as a means to reach younger Black folks. And so because they need to know. And by the way, I don't argue with older people. I do it on, I don't debate with older Black people. I figure once you're past 25, if you're committed to being stupid, that's your life.
Right.
I might tell a younger person under 25 a couple of times as, because that's the least I can do as an older person. Once you're about like 30, 40, shit, you jump off a building, do whatever you want, right?
Right.
Do I have a username? I think my username is Dr. Randy Short. I don't debate. I don't boss people around. When I call you brother, I don't tell you what to do. I talk to you and tell you what I think.
Right.
Boomers always told us what to do. Shut up. Just listen. Do whatever I say. I'm not a boomer. I'll tell you what I know to be true, what I think, or what I believe, a suggestion. You can take it or leave it. But I absolutely know that you, Brother Coolic, we need to keep talking about these pork chop feminists and these SIMP pimps and so forth, because we need to think. By the way, I got a call from an unnamed person who said they really appreciated the show on SIMPs. And they said they understood it.
Right.
Read through the lines, Coolic.
Gotcha.
And if that's happened, that's great. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Continue to bless. Let me tell you, I should show y'all these. I don't know. Y'all can't even see the books and all that either I've been buying or collecting, and I've got some more on the way. There's a wonderful brother that has a PDF, a system of sending PDFs. So if you can read PDFs, the next time I get a book, I'm going to ask him if he can get After Mecca. And if this brother can get these books from here on out, I will try to make certain if you email me, I can send you that. And, you know, some people ask me for the Biden and Pelosi pictures. I wanted to share them, but they've been so hard on people over sharing information. I don't want to risk being shut down. And because I use my phones right now, although pretty soon I have two more, I use my phones as cameras until we work this thing out.
Right.
But I'm looking forward to making these things available. Stuff is coming. Someone sent me a whole bunch of stuff and they made it disappear. They've been taking people's platforms, sites, everything. So I just need to be cool.
Well, it sounds like we need to get a secure email. We can give it to certain people. They can look at it and, you know, send it around, if you will. So,
well, you have to show me how to do that. I told you I don't know how to do all this millennial stuff. Y'all be taking pictures of your genitals and stuff and sending around the distribution. We didn't do that. You had to try to get someone in the room so you could show it to them. I mean, so y'all ahead of us, right? Okay, I'm having fun. See? Anyway, I'm going to stop for now. It's 9:12. My email address is the same. My email address is the same as my Zelle and PayPal, wrandyshow@gmail.com. It's always on the screen, y'all. Forgive me. It's always there if you wanted to contact me. I can't believe people can't see it. I'm praying for y'all. The information is put there. Y'all know what that is? That's brainwashing when it's right in front of you and you don't see it. It's not hidden from people. That's a persecution complex if people think that stuff is being hidden. The people that will tell you the truth don't hide things. So use your minds. I'll be back. Anybody, Tata, Whittish, drop me an email. I've got to sit down and think. And by the way, y'all, I need to get in a couple of videos the next day or so. I'm going to see if I can get Ray Fauntroy to come on and maybe in a couple of minutes. Ray Fauntroy used to be Martin Luther King's bodyguard and chauffeur. He just called me. I didn't interrupt this. So let me see there. There's 30 plus 89, 189 to all 220 of you. Let me stop for here. And if I can catch Ray and grab something, give myself another sandwich, I may come downstairs and do some reading and get Ray. Oh, I can get Sambaya. Let me do, you know what, at 10 o'clock, I got a special gift. I want y'all to look up this name, Carlos Cooks. I have an old revolutionary friend named Sambaya. He's one of the mentees of Carlos Cooks, a very famous radical Pan-Africanist. And I'm going to get him. Let me see if I can get Sambaya right now. So let me see. I'm going to stop this YouTube here.
Got it.
I want you guys to hang on. Everybody here, hang. Let me see if I can get someone. Okay. I'm gonna let y'all go here. Love y'all
Okay.
now. I'm talking. Hold on. You stay. Love you guys. I gotta clear this screen. Now let me call Ray Fontroy back. Let me see if I can get Ray and Sambaya. Let me get Brother Ray. You got to have Ray on your platform. Ray has a following of thousands and thousands of people. And take his number down, can you?
Yes, hold on 1 second.
Or actually, let me send it to you. I'll send it to you. Hey, are you wide awake, Ray?
Yes, sir.
Would you like to come on my platform? I've got almost 200 people. And we can mix it up. And I'm going to get a brother. Do you remember Carlos Cooks from Harlem?
Yep, I sure do.
Well, Carlos has a buddy who's a buddy of mine. And I want to get him right now and just bring both of y'all on air and have two elders. And we can sit down and just mix it up for a second because folks want to do this.
Okay, and I got somebody I wanted to introduce you to. I'm trying to catch up with you.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. Dr. Henderson, Dr. I.L. Henderson, Hindu Henderson, you know him?
No, but I'm open. I'm wide open.
Okay.
So let me see. If you're down, I'm going to call you from the studio number. And I'm going to call Sambaya from the studio number and see if I can get both of y'all on. And what I'm going to do is ask everybody that's in the stream. I'm going to put up another program. And I'll be back in less than, say, I'll be back by 9:40. What do you guys say? 9:30, 9:40, 9:35. I'll be back with y'all. And these brothers are both dynamic. I'm going to put up the description and send it out. Treat me white, everybody. Okay. I've got to let y'all go. Okay. So I'll be back. It's 9:17 p.m. I've got the leader of the Black community in Southern Florida, brother, doctor, musician. In fact, y'all have heard of Betty Wright, the musician. Betty Wright's producer is my buddy here. And he was also very close to Martin Luther King and others. I'm going to get him and I'm going to get this other elder. We're going to rock. Y'all ready to rock? Give me 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm going to close this out and do another program. So this is 2 hours. So come back in 15 minutes. How about that? In fact, come back in 10 minutes. I will have another program up. So, or y'all can wait. But I got to do another one. Okay. No, let me stop. Everybody come back by, say, 9:25. Okay. Bye.